Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first Limitless Invitational. I'm Freya. I'm here with Martin, and well, it's unusual circumstances for everyone because, as you can see, we've been turned into plushies, and they won't turn us back until we do this commentary stream. So we better have some of us almost stuck here, I guess.
Yeah, but it will be a lot of fun as always. Watching some high-level Pokemon over the next 2 days, so I'm quite excited for that. And um, even though unfortunately the tournaments have been cancelled, we have managed to get a substitute and just roll out these online series, and I'm quite excited for it. So
Yeah, yeah, me too. It's like you say, it's very unusual circumstances, isn't it? This is my first time, casting a tournament from the comfort of my own computer chair at home.
yeah.
And yeah, it's very unusual times that we all find ourselves in. I think it's really cool that all this has been put on, that we're able to be a part of this kind of tournament environment, that we've actually been able to set it up all online. And after, I know, because obviously we had the first attempt like a couple of weeks ago, and then had to restructure some things. But it seems like we've been able to get it working now, and here we are bringing the live stream for you guys.
Yeah, that's just great. All the work that has been going into it over the last 2 weeks, and it probably will pay off now, and we'll be able to bring you some high-level Pokemon content as
Yeah.
usual, and we'll see some exciting matches.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize enough how much of like a tremendous amount of work that it's been. All of the guys at Limitless have been working immensely hard to try and get us together and to try and get this working, and really passionately caring about trying to make this happen. And for us to be in the position where we're on now, it's really cool to see. So yeah, like I said, with any luck, this can perhaps set a precedent for the future, and who knows, maybe we'll be seeing more online tournaments like this later. If I think it would be a really cool way to expand the competitive scene, as it were.
Yeah, that's true. Also, with the online game, usually it's always easier to reach more people because there's like no buy-in for the game. So you just go online, you play some games, and you're ready to go. And yeah, that's usually like a lower entrance barrier. I would love to talk about the tournament format, but it seems like we're already going into our first round already.
Yeah, that's that.
Um,
So we have so essentially we'll be following different featured players throughout the tournament. Essentially, just give you like we figured that this would be like the best way to give you like a flavor of what's going on, I guess, as we progress through this tournament. So we'll be
mhm.
first off following the game of Gabriel, a very well-known player from Brazil that's had some very strong finishes over the past few years. That's high-level tournaments, and we will see that. Well, we can see already from the deck he picked that he's in fact playing Lapras VMAX.
Yeah, really interesting and something completely different, which I certainly did not expect, but we'll see how it works out for him. Unfortunately, we do not have deck lists right now, but we will have them soon, and yeah, we'll just do our best to see what Gabriel is playing. And he is a very consistent and accomplished player, and yeah, these are always like the top tier players we like to look at and we like to follow, like look at the adjustments that they make. And yeah, the first game is already starting, so
Yeah. So it looks like Gabriel's opponent, he will be playing a sort of what looks to be so far a relatively standard ADP. Starts off with a quick ball, discarding a Shrine of Punishment to get that Zacian, attaches a Metal Energy to the active Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia, and then just goes for the Intrepid Sword on that Zacian V. Now over to Gabriel, he takes a look through his deck with quick ball and finds himself, it's got a Snom and a Lapras V already, but that's a pretty good start.
yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. You need to get down the Snom turn 1 to be able to accelerate all the energies from your hand with the Frostmoth from turn 2 on, and he follows it up with a Mani, which is pretty important because his opponent was able to build up his hand quite a lot with the Intrepid Sword from the Zacian, so just that little bit extra disruption is really important. And yeah, he's pretty well set up. Maybe if I turn to take with the Lapras VMAX on the next turn, So maybe
Yeah,
he
I mean,
will diminish the second Snom, but
yeah, I think that's a good consideration because there is, a small chance that maybe the opponent just gets off an attack somehow, maybe some surprise shenanigans and metal patch and just KOs the Snom. Looks like that's not what's happened here. He decided to keep the Snom in hand and just pass as is. He's got the switch ready for next turn, so that's good as well because he can just switch into the Lapras V and start hitting. But not only that, when he played the Marnie, he actually preserved one of his custom catches. This is one of the other reasons why Marnie is quite good as a supporter. It's a very good way of making sure that you don't discard important resources that you need to, say in the case of custom catcher, get two of in your hand at the same time to make the most effective use of. Oh, but looks like his opponent just put down a chaotic swell and he's got the unit energy as well.
yeah, his opponent is playing the Guzmahala build of ADP, which has fallen out of favor just a little bit, but it's still really good and really consistent, as you can see here, because you need this turn to special energy attachment or this turn to water energy attachment, and Guzmahala just guarantees that with tag call, even though it's sometimes a little bit slower, it's probably just as consistent as the other basic energy builds we've been seeing. Yeah, so the turn 2 altered creation, just what you want to see, and yeah, even as a supporter to follow it up from the Stellar Wish. So
Yeah, he does, and he also has a switch, and he draws an air balloon for the turn. Now, this would be interesting because this is a very good play from Gabriel here. He's opted to switch into the Storm and then put the air balloon on it because he knows that in the future the Frostmoth will be one of the harder things to retreat. So he thinks to himself, okay, it makes more sense for me to play the switch now so I can go into the Storm and put the air balloon on that because that's like a better thing to give retreat in the long run instead of the Dene.
Yeah. Also, the Frostmoth can only accelerate to the bench, so you can't really switch into the Lapras. So yeah, that's really good.
Oh yeah, that too. Of course, how can I forget?
As he gets the turn 2 Frostmoth, but not the Lapras VMAX, maybe he'll follow it up with the Dede change.
Yeah, he probably will.
He can empty his hand now with the Ice Dance, just perfect, and get a lot of energy into play. I don't know, I think it's 8 energy to one-shot an ADP with the Lapras VMAX attack, so maybe he will be working towards that.
Maybe, but
looks
it's a
like
miss.
he missed.
Missed the extra energy needed and missed the Lapras VMAX, so no one hit KO happening this turn. That might have been a bit too much to ask for, in all fairness. But
yeah, but sometimes you just get it, right?
Yeah, you do. then you're laughing. As it stands currently, I guess now he's got a bit of a decision as to what he wants to retreat into because the Dene point now that his opponent has done the Altered Creation GX, those Denes are giving out 3 prizes each, and Zacian can take a one-hit knockout on them quite easily. And oh wow, if he hit the Lapras VMAX, he actually would have got it. He actually, with the energy retrieval, had enough energy. That's crazy.
Yeah, just missing the one card. With if you bench a lot of the Dana versus AD position, that's always super scary because then the game just can be over within 2 turns.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's really scary. But Gabriel has been opting for play a heavy Deden account. So he's probably well aware of that and has a game plan to play around that.
Yeah. It's potentially a scary position regardless, because the other thing that, of course, we can't forget is that, so if I recall correctly, that Lapras is weak to metal, so it's not very. I mean, even the Lapras VMAX will be very easily one shot by the Zacian V, and oh no, he tried to go for the custom catcher for 1, still didn't hit the Lapras VMAX, and now he's got 8 energy committed to a Lapras V. Oh no.
Yeah, but his opponent only has a 2-card hand to work with, so it's not that likely that the Lapras will go down. But
no, that's true.
His opponent has a research in hand. He grabbed that from the Stellar Wish last turn, but off of that you really have to hit a lot. So he's probably safe for 1 more turn. Oh, okay. I just thought he would be like, okay, I go double custom catcher and research, but no, he just custom catches for 1, and then
yeah. I mean, the double custom catcher there would have been pretty pretty disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. But instead just goes to presses research after drawing 1 off the custom catcher. Quick balls for looks like that's an Absol, so that's going to make Gabriel's life a lot harder now that Frostmoth in the active will need to pay 1 to retreat after the reduction from the air balloon. Stellar Wish as well finds a quick ball. Looks like it's just going to be a ultimate ray from the ADP to KO this Frostmoth.
Yes, but I think it's kind of interesting to see Gabriel throwing up the Frostmoth. At first thought, you'd be like, okay, I want to conserve my Frostmoth in this matchup, right? Because it's my energy acceleration. But it actually makes a lot of sense because now his opponent can't just gust up the Dennefer game, and the Lapras VMAX can't be. I need to look up its weakness, but if it's weak to metal, as you said, then it will be one-shot by the Zacian, but I'm not entirely sure what it's weak to right now.
I'm fairly sure this is the Lapras itself is weak to metal.
No, it's weak to lightning, I think.
The weak to lightning?
Yeah, the Lapras V is weak to lightning, as you can see in the active, but...
Oh, okay, yes, you can. Sorry, that's my view here is a little bit too pixelated. So, actually, so ignore what I said completely. Actually, Zacian V will have a hard time one-hit KOing the Lapras VMAX. Although Gabriel did not draw a very good hand. He's kind of forced to just go into the Oranguru and just going to go for the resource management here, I guess.
Yeah, just drawing back some resources and hoping to just draw something on the next turn. But there's a lot of stuff already in his discard pile. Throwing back the custom catcher, which he will definitely need later on.
Yeah, and the reset stamp too, which again makes sense. He knows that he's on the back foot here, so he's going to need something like a reset stamp to try and come back into the game. That's a Metal Saucer. And an Aurora Energy too.
Yeah, 2 Zacians ready to go. Just what you want to see from ADP.
Yeah, it's and yeah, Gabriel's opponent, his hand is just insanely good. Look at that. He had a 2 switch he could throw one away. Played 1 to switch into the Jirachi. Got himself played Professor's Research. Got himself a Metal Frying Pan as well. It is all guns blazing.
Down at all. Yeah.
No, all guns blazing for Gabriel's opponent, and this is not a good position.
If he gets a double custom catcher right here, the game just might be over, because the Lapras hasn't evolved yet, right? The Lapras V still be able to be KO'd by the Zacian. Just the VMAX is safe, but
exactly.
His opponent missed the double custom,
okay,
so he's just settling for an ultimate ray.
Yeah, lucky break for Gabriel, as he's just getting hit by the Ultra Creation, or rather the Ultimate Ray right now. But looks like with the Mawile, the Captivating Wink forces Gabriel to bench that Lapras V in his hand. There's the KO, and yeah, Gabriel needs to draw a good card right now.
Yes, that's true.
The All Lives in this. What does he draw?
Oh,
that's a Snom. That is not going to do, folks. Yeah, oh dear.
His opponent just needs to retreat and knock out whatever. That's there's the concession. Unfortunate draws. Like, that's just the difference between being like a tier 1 deck and a deck which is considered to be not like tier 1. Lapras has always been like a little bit less consistent, and ADP is just hyper consistent. You have so many options to draw, and if you draw just as perfectly as Gabriel's opponent did in that first round, there's hardly anything that you can do to stop it when you don't draw just the perfect cards you need. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but that's just the strength of ADP, taking extra prizes, doing extra damage. Didn't even use the Zacian. Yeah,
I didn't even need to. But if you ever need to sort a 101 on the power of ADPization, look no further than that, right? Just pretty much perfect setup. The turn 1 attachment, turn 2 Alter Creation, and then not even, like you said, not even needing to smash with a Zacian, just going with the Ultimate Ray twice to power up everything and to take knockouts there. A bit of an unfortunate turn of events for Gabriel, but there's many more rounds today, so I'm sure that he won't. I'm sure he'll be licking his wounds and just hoping that he'll see a slightly better set of circumstances for the next round. Well, hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. We actually managed to get Gabriel into the fake internet interview booth, as it were, just to a few questions about the match. So I'll just for the ease of everything, I'm going to ask him the questions in Portuguese, and I'll obviously translate his answers back to you guys at home, so you know what's going on. So I'm just going to ask him first why he decided to play Lapras today, simply. Então, por que você decidiu jogar o Lapras VMAX hoje?
Eu gosto da Lapras, gosto do Pokémon, gostei da Lapras Max, achei ela forte, Não acho que é um deck do Tier 1, né? Tier 1.
Mhm.
Mas eu acho um deck divertido e diferente do que já vemos
Yeah.
normalmente.
So he said he likes the Pokemon and like he likes the card as well, and it's a very fun deck to play. Even though it might not be necessarily a tier 1 deck, it's a deck that's like a little bit different to like the normal from what you usually see. So that's why he decided to play it. Next, I'm gonna ask him what he thinks about the whole the new online tournament scene that's popping up generally, and how he sees this playing into the future of competitive Pokemon. Então, com esse torneio online que a gente tem hoje agora, o que você acha do que o Limitless estão tentando fazer com os torneios online e o que você acha do futuro dos torneios online do Pokémon TCG?
Eu acho que esse torneio é maravilhoso. A gente viu até o Luca falando bem do torneio. Eu acho que ele vai ser a porta de entrada para outros torneios online ou inclusive Pokémon começar a olhar o jogo online com outros olhos.
Yeah. So he's saying that the whole online tournament in general has been absolutely brilliant. He really sort of loves the idea of it, and he really hopes that in future that tournaments like this can open the door to other online tournaments in future, and maybe even to make Pokemon look at the online platform like a little bit of a different light, and maybe see that the potential that the online platform has to host tournaments like this. So again, as a final question, I'm going to ask him, just gonna ask him about how he is generally, and just sort of how in light of everything that's going on, if there's anything else you'd like to say generally. Então, no geral, qual é que tá a situação para vocês, sabe, lá em casa, sabe, como tudo acontecendo, você está tudo bem? Você está o que mudou no geral com tudo que está acontecendo?
Ah, sim. Bom, eu posso falar um pouco do que está acontecendo aqui no Brasil, né?
Uhum.
São Paulo. No começo as pessoas estavam respeitando bastante, né, a quarentena,
Uhum.
mas aos poucos, até o nosso presidente, assim, falando que as pessoas podem sair de casa, então eu acho que o pessoal aos poucos já não está respeitando tanto a quarentena. Aqui em casa tá todo mundo respeitando e eu inclusive comecei a fazer live de Pokémon e treinar online e tudo mais, né? Então o torneio da Limitless é incrível para mim.
Yeah. So he says, obviously, with everyone being more in sort of and he's been playing a lot more online, and so because of that, the sort of Limitless tournament experience has been quite incredible incredible thing to be a part of for him. And in general, in Brazil, like it seems like things are perhaps people are sort of starting to like move around like a little bit more. There's been a lot of stuff going on there, but generally speaking, he himself is absolutely fine. So, that's already great to hear. I think that's going to be all for us. So, Gabriel, muito obrigado pela entrevista.
Eu que agradeço, muito obrigado.
Nada, de nada. That'll be it from us. We're going to break, but we will be back